After arriving at Princeton, Lu Xuanqin's talents and accomplishments quickly caused a sensation among the Chinese student community. The Chinese students at Princeton admired her, especially for her outstanding achievements in the field of mathematics, which made everyone feel proud. Although some of the white students had previously looked down on Chinese students, Lu Xuanqin's arrival changed the dynamic. She not only became a source of pride for China but also a symbol of the strength and capability of Chinese students. In the freshman group chat, students discussed inviting Lu Xuanqin to dinner, hoping to meet this legendary figure. Qian Qianzi, one of the organizers, contacted Lu Xuanqin and added her to the chat, where everyone warmly welcomed her. Lu Xuanqin modestly explained that she was new to Princeton and still had much to learn, hoping for everyone's guidance. Eventually, she accepted the invitation to dine with the Chinese students. At the dinner, Lu Xuanqin became the center of attention. Everyone expressed gratitude for how she had brought honor to Chinese students and shattered the biases held by some of the white students. She humbly noted that China had a deep tradition in mathematics and that her achievements were only a reflection of the nation's talent pool. After the dinner, Lu Xuanqin returned to her dorm to continue her mathematical research. The next day, she attended her courses at Princeton, including a class by string theory master, Professor Edward Witten. Professor Witten was pleasantly surprised by her presence and invited her to join his research group. However, Lu Xuanqin explained that she needed time to think about it. Later, she attended other professors' lectures and, during a course led by Professor Tustin Marco, attracted attention due to her discussion on the twin prime conjecture. Impressed, Professor Marco invited her to join his research group, offering her the opportunity to work on the Hodge conjecture. Lu Xuanqin accepted Professor Marco's invitation and became his PhD student. Alongside her work on his project, she continued her research on Goldbach's conjecture, making new breakthroughs along the way. Meanwhile, she received a notification from the International Center for Theoretical Physics, informing her that she had been awarded the 2012 Ramanujan Prize for her contributions to the field of twin primes. She would need to travel to Italy to receive the award, marking further international recognition for her in the mathematics community. Additionally, Princeton's Professor Witten and world-renowned mathematician Terence Tao also kept in touch with Lu Xuanqin. Professor Tao expressed his desire to discuss Goldbach's conjecture with her and invited her to either Princeton or Los Angeles for academic exchange. With growing responsibilities and recognition, Lu Xuanqin's life at Princeton gradually stabilized, and her research progressed steadily. At the end of September, Lu Xuanqin was invited to attend an international mathematics conference in Italy, where she was scheduled to present her research findings. Although her days at Princeton were filled with challenges, they also opened new doors and provided valuable opportunities for her academic career. The night before her departure to Trieste to receive the Ramanujan Prize, Lu Xuanqin was filled with excitement and anticipation, knowing this trip would mark an important turning point in her life. The following day, Lu Xuanqin flew to Trieste, Italy. As she stepped out of the airport, the city was bathed in the warm glow of the sunset, and she was struck by its beauty. A welcome sign caught her attention, held by a researcher from the International Center for Theoretical Physics named Karami. Karami had arranged a luxurious hotel and a formal dinner for her, with the award ceremony set to take place the next day at the center. Lu Xuanqin stepped on stage to receive her award, and her accomplishments left everyone in awe. President Wilson praised her for her contributions to the twin prime conjecture and officially declared her the recipient of that year's Ramanujan Prize. In a brief but heartfelt speech, Lu Xuanqin expressed gratitude to those who had supported her, and the media quickly gathered around her for interviews. Confidently answering questions, she shared that her love for mathematics stemmed from its fundamental role in defining science. Her words earned her even more respect and attention. Afterward, Lu Xuanqin gave an interview to a Chinese reporter named Wu Ningning, explaining the reasons behind her choice to pursue mathematics. She stated that mathematics defines science and is the core force driving human progress. Wu Ningning's interview video soon spread online, and Lu Xuanqin's remarks sparked widespread international discussion. A few days later, Lu Xuanqin unexpectedly received an invitation from CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. The director, Obifra, personally came to meet her, hoping she would join their research team. Though unfamiliar with nuclear physics, Lu Xuanqin's expertise in functional analysis led to her invitation, and she agreed to participate in the high-energy physics project. Lu Xuanqin traveled to Geneva to join CERN. There, she met scientists from various countries and was assigned to handle data from the Large Hadron Collider (LHC) experiment, which aimed to search for evidence of dark matter. Her task was to analyze the complex data and identify potential breakthroughs. Although she encountered challenges along the way, Lu Xuanqin used her mathematical skills to methodically solve the problems. After several days of hard work, Lu Xuanqin and her team finally organized the data. While they hadn't found any significant breakthroughs yet, her contributions laid a solid foundation for future experiments. This experience not only gave her insights into high-energy physics but also inspired her further mathematical research. Throughout this journey, Lu Xuanqin demonstrated remarkable intelligence and determination. She achieved significant success in mathematics and proved her abilities in cross-disciplinary research. Her trip to Trieste became a personal triumph, showcasing the extraordinary talent of a young Chinese scientist to the world. During the particle collision experiment, Lu Xuanqin noticed an anomaly, which immediately attracted the attention of the scientific community. She presented her findings to the lab director, Obifra, highlighting an unusual peak in the Dalitz plot. Initially, Obifra and the other researchers dismissed it as ordinary experimental noise or interference. However, Lu Xuanqin's calculations and analysis led her to believe that this anomaly could be evidence of a supermassive antimatter particle. After examining more data, Lu Xuanqin confirmed her hypothesis. She deduced that this particle existed in the energy range of 7.2 to 7.3 TeV, with a mass of about 375 GeV. The particle's disappearance led her to speculate that it might be a supermassive antimatter particle. Her discovery stunned the physicists present, especially as the existence of such a particle went beyond the standard model of physics. Faced with this groundbreaking discovery, Obifera decided to conduct a new particle collision experiment. By adjusting the parameters of the collider, Lu Xuanqin led the scientists in re-examining the energy region. The results of the collision experiment confirmed her calculations. The mysterious particle did indeed exist, although its nature remained unclear. This discovery quickly spread throughout the global physics community. The possibility of a supermassive antimatter particle attracted top physicists from around the world, including Nobel laureates and scientists from various research institutions. Lu Xuanqin's research paper soon gained widespread recognition in academia and was published in renowned journals like Nature and Science. Her discovery opened up new avenues for research in physics and could potentially revolutionize existing theories. The existence of a supermassive antimatter particle signified a new breakthrough in high-energy physics. Not only did it offer a fresh perspective on dark matter research, but it also had the potential to lead physicists into uncharted territory. Lu Xuanqin's exceptional talent and rigorous academic approach catapulted her to international prominence, establishing her as a rising leader in scientific research. After conducting a particle collision experiment, Lu Xuanqin discovered an anomalous supermassive antimatter particle, which drew widespread attention from the physics community. This discovery challenged the limitations of the standard model and opened up possibilities for theories that went beyond current scientific understanding. With her extraordinary mathematical skills, Lu Xuanqin proved the existence of this particle and preliminarily determined its physical properties. Despite not being deeply versed in quantum physics, her mathematical calculations allowed her to predict the unique characteristics of the particle, which were later confirmed through experimental validation. As news of her discovery spread, the global physics community began focusing on supermassive antimatter particles, with many top scientists flocking to CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Esteemed physicists like Professor Yang Zhenning also took great interest in the finding and gave it their full endorsement. Professor Yang traveled to Geneva himself to praise Lu Xuanqin, referring to her as a future star in the field of physics. He pointed out areas in quantum physics where Lu still needed improvement, encouraging her to dive deeper into the subject. Yang also emphasized the precision of Lu Xuanqin's mathematical intuition, which allowed her to make such a groundbreaking discovery in a short time. Through interactions with prominent figures like Professor Yang and academician Wang, Lu Xuanqin gained both academic recognition and a deeper understanding of particle physics. Further data analysis led her to successfully establish a new antimatter particle model. Collaborating with other scientists, they refined the theoretical framework surrounding the supermassive antimatter particle. Her research was ultimately published in Nature and Science, causing a sensation in the academic world. This breakthrough not only offered new avenues for dark matter research but also had the potential to usher the physics community into a new era. Meanwhile, Lu Xuanqin made significant progress in the development of an intelligent sorting system. She began negotiations with Fengfeng Logistics Group CEO Wang Wanlin, planning to sell this advanced sorting technology to the company. Initially, Wang had reservations about the price, but after hearing Lu Xuanqin's analysis of the strategic value of the system, he recognized the technology's importance in improving logistics efficiency. After rounds of negotiation, Lu Xuanqin proposed a 2 billion RMB price, justifying it with the technology's advancement and market potential. Although surprised, Wang eventually agreed to her valuation, and they reached a preliminary agreement. This collaboration between science and business not only showcased Lu Xuanqin's research capabilities but also her remarkable business acumen. She solved the laboratory's funding problems and accelerated the development of the Hive system. Through this transaction, Lu further solidified her position in both academic and business circles, laying a strong foundation for future growth. Lu Xuanqin's discoveries, negotiations, and strategic planning revealed her multifaceted talents as both a scientist and an entrepreneur. In both academic and commercial spheres, she moved forward with calm rationality and precise judgment, continuously expanding her career and striving for greater goals. In the negotiation with Fengfeng Group's Wang Wanlin, Lu Xuanqin successfully secured a 2 billion RMB patent licensing deal. This transaction involved the intelligent automatic sorting system her lab had developed, a technology whose efficiency was highly recognized by the group. Although the lab received 5 million RMB in investment from Wang, Lu Xuanqin retained the majority of the shares, resulting in 1.6 billion renminbi in revenue for her. With this deal, Lu further strengthened the financial foundation of her lab and planned to accelerate the development of the Hive system, advancing progress in the field of artificial intelligence. After completing the transaction, Lu Xuanqin excitedly shared the good news with her friends and team members. She decided to distribute bonuses to the team, awarding Lu Xinqin 700,000 renminbi for her outstanding contributions. Although other members like Jiang Xianling and Diwu Yuei felt ashamed about their 500,000 renminbi bonuses, thinking they hadn't contributed enough, Lu Xuanqin insisted that every member had played a crucial role in the lab's success and deserved recognition. In this event, Lan Songmin expressed deep remorse. He had previously betrayed Lu Xuanqin by stealing lab data, but Lu forgave him and still allocated him a 300,000 renminbi bonus. Lan, filled with guilt, refused the money, stating that he wanted to earn back Lu Xuanqin's trust through actions. Lu reminded him that trust isn't regained overnight, but through continuous effort and sincerity. Meanwhile, Lu Xuanqin realized that this 2 billion RMB deal might attract attention and scrutiny from the university. On Lu Xinxin's advice, she decided to proactively inform the school administration. She communicated with Dean Gao and President Kai to ensure they understood the transparency and legality of the transaction. Both leaders expressed their support and were genuinely pleased with her achievements. Fengfeng Group's Wang Wanlin later brought a team of engineers to Yenjing University to conduct a detailed validation of the technology. After confirming its feasibility, Lu Xuanqin and Wang signed the official patent authorization contract. News of this deal quickly spread across major media outlets, sparking widespread discussion. Netizens were amazed and praised the technology's value and its potential impact on the logistics industry. After completing the deal and settling lab matters, Lu Xuanqin returned to her hometown of Fengling, where she reunited with her family and fiancé Zhang Ruolai. The two families successfully planned an engagement ceremony for the end of the year, and Lu Xuanqin's parents were filled with pride for their daughter. Following a warm holiday, Lu Xuanqin returned to Princeton University with her family's blessings. Upon her return to Princeton, Lu Xuanqin was warmly welcomed by her mentor, Professor Marco. He congratulated her and inquired about the progress of her research on Goldbox conjecture, also asking if she could take on some teaching responsibilities. Lu Xuanqin gladly accepted these duties, continuing to strive for excellence in both research and teaching. While researching Goldbox conjecture, Lu Xuanqin encountered difficulties. She hoped to solve the problem by combining group theory, sieve methods, and the circle method. She reported her progress to Professor Marco, who acknowledged her approach but pointed out that such a combination would be extremely challenging. He suggested she visit Flint Library to study Galois manuscripts for inspiration. After reading Galois manuscripts, Lu Xuanqin deepened her understanding of group theory but still hadn't found a breakthrough for Goldbox conjecture. Just as she was contemplating this, her friend Terence Tao called, saying he might have found the key to solving the problem. The two quickly met at a Princeton cafe for an in-depth discussion. Initially, their exchange was productive, but as the conversation progressed, they developed differences in approach. Tao believed that combining group theory and sieve methods would suffice, while Lu insisted that the circle method also had a critical role in solving the conjecture. They agreed to pursue their respective approaches and continue their research independently. Throughout this process, Lu Xuanqin invested tremendous effort, continuously calculating and deriving, and eventually succeeded in solving Goldbox conjecture. She compiled her findings into a paper and uploaded it to AR-14, submitting it to Annals of Mathematics. Soon after, she received a system notification confirming that she had solved this millennium problem. As a reward, the system enhanced her mathematical level and granted her the skill of precision mechanical processing. Meanwhile, Lu Xuanqin's research quickly caused a stir in the academic world. David, a researcher at MIT, stumbled upon her paper on AR-14 and passed it on to his professor. Lu Xuanqin's mentor, Professor Marco, was also thrilled to learn of her accomplishment, sparking renewed discussions in Princeton's mathematics community. Scholars around the world expressed amazement and interest in her solution. As prominent mathematicians began studying her paper, Lu Xuanqin remained low-key, staying focused on her research and awaiting feedback from the academic community.